Wait, who is that? All I did was put lip gloss on. Who did? Don't even watch my nail. I tried to do some kind of design and it went wrong. So oh, I need to turn the AC off.
Just kidding.
Yo, brothers and sisters from different mothers and misters. This is I'm Limitless Maurice. What's up, babe? Listen, honey, sweetie, sugar, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know I came with energy. I gave you a first video. I got you hyped, okay, about growth, limitless success, and all these things. And then I just left you hanging. Wait, no. Whoa, of course I still want to grow with you. I still want to invest my time, my energy into you, my feelings, my emotions. I'm ready to be transparent. I'm ready to be honest. I want this to be the real deal, okay? I'm not looking for just an entanglement. And I'm ready to put in the energy, okay? To see how strong we become as a team, as a union, okay? No entanglements around here, baby. Consistency is not my forte. Okay, and it's something I need to work on. Okay, we can work on it together. Okay, or maybe you got that, you handle that already, and you know, you can help me. You know, we can help each other. Let me explain myself. Okay, so what happened was, I was ready. I recorded a video, started editing, was going to release it 2 weeks later. I'm gonna try and make these every 2 weeks. Maybe it's like 2 days before I was ready to edit, and the energy of the world shifted. I just didn't feel like that video would be fitting to put out anymore. I wasn't feeling it. My energy had also shifted because of everything that's going on. So I thought, okay, I know a video that would be better suited. I recorded it once, and the first time, because of my emotions, they were really angry, and that's the energy I was giving, and I just didn't get across a lot of the points that I wanted to. So I recorded it again. It's just taken me a long time to finish it. You already know what I'm about to talk about, because you can see from down here. It was originally supposed to be for 3 months, and then I decided, you know what, I'm not in a rush to go back to Babylon. So I'm gonna take my time, and I'm gonna stay here for a year total. So on that note, let's start the video. Action. I've moved to Nigeria. I have moved to Nigeria. I was born and raised in the UK, and I lived there for 26 years, and I decided to come to Nigeria. Why? Well, because I'm Nigerian. I'm half Nigerian. Well, technically I'm not half Nigerian. Let me quickly break it down for you again.
Both my parents are mixed race. Both my granddads are African. Both my grandmas are European.
Because technically Europe is in UK is in Europe, but now we're leaving, so are we really in Europe? Anyway, okay.
My mum's mum is English. Nice and simple. My mum's dad is Nigerian. Efik Ibibio Akwaibom. And then she was born in Nigeria, grew up there, childhood, teenage years, etc. Let's move on. My dad is quarter Nigerian, quarter Ghanaian, quarter Scottish, quarter English. His dad was half Yoruba, Nigerian, and half Ghanaian. I'm not sure what tribe. His mum was half Scottish and half English. And then I was raised by stepfather, who was Nigerian, Yoruba. So I know a lot more about Nigerian, my Yoruba Nigerian side, than my Nigerian ethnic side, even though that percentage is a bit smaller. Okay, that's out of the way. Moving on swiftly.
I've moved to Nigeria. Why have I moved to Nigeria? For a few reasons. I'll give you some of them. I basically want to start a business. I want to start a business, one of many. I started working within a small shop within the same industry that I want to start my business in, which I'm not going to tell you yet, because anyway, that's coming. So anyway, I liked being in a small business. I felt like I learnt a lot. All these skills that I've learnt, all the experience and the skills that I've learnt from being in that small business, I can apply for when I start my own. Not that my business will just be small. I've been there for a year and a bit, or just about a year, and I wanted to start helping them with their social media and also learn more of the digital marketing side of business. But they didn't have the money to pay me. No problem, no issue. I'm gonna have to find somewhere else. With my dad being in Nigeria and him having a small business and me wanting to go into a new role within a small business, it just made sense with all the everything that was going on, me not feeling like I wanted to live in London or in England anymore. It just made sense for me to move here. Why did I not feel like being in London or being in England anymore? In my primary school, I was exposed to so many different cultures. Arab cultures, Asian cultures, Caribbean cultures, African cultures. And my area is quite multicultural as well, where I grew up. Then going to secondary school, I still was exposed to a wide variety of cultures. So being around different cultures was never something that was odd to me. When I went to uni and I came back from uni, just felt a little bit different. I went to university in Nottingham. I'm exposed to more people from around the country. And it just put into perspective that a lot of Caucasian people in the UK, depending on where they grew up, are not exposed to a lot of cultures and therefore don't understand a lot of things when it comes to different cultures and race, etc., etc. I didn't want to live in the UK anymore because I don't feel like that's where I want to live when I have a family. My children are most likely, because of just, it's not that I rule out other races or anything like that. I've just my history of men that I've been attracted to. I just find myself attracted to black men, okay, a lot more than other races. It's not that I rule them out and turn a blind eye and say no. I just, a black man is just, he's just gonna walk by and I'm gonna be like, he's gonna walk. And I'll be like, Whereas, multiple races can walk me by and I don't necessarily go, as often. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's just, but anyway, I'm just attracted to a black man, okay? Again, I'm not ruling it out. Maybe I'm speaking to existence, but most likely my children are going to be black.
Highly melanated, baby.
And I don't want to raise them in a Western country. Because of the conversations that I've had with my fully black friends, my mixed race friends, and just being in uni and seeing that we are I never felt like I have never felt like a minority in my life growing up in London until going to uni and being exposed to different people from different parts of the UK. When you leave the bigger cities and you go to the smaller parts of the UK, there's not as much diversity in culture in those areas. That then has an effect on the perception white people may have of different cultures and races. Even with the London, that can happen. I just luckily haven't been exposed to it as much as other people I know. Okay, so I no longer want to raise my child in a system where a majority of the people are clueless, right? Clueless about race, clueless about their white privilege, etc., etc. Yes, now, today, because I had already decided this at some point last year. Yes, now, today, everybody is like, oh my gosh, I need to be educated. I need to do this. I need to do that. But in my personal opinion, if we are focusing on protesting alone, we will still be protesting for the next 400 years. Because we are protesting for respect and equality, justice, from a system that has deep, deep roots and grew and was built off of black exploitation and multiple other cultures' exploitation. You have to completely break that system down. And that's not, I don't have faith that that's going to happen. I don't have faith that all these European countries, it's not in just the UK and America, it's in the UK and Europe. European countries, wherever there was slavery, these systems, these governments, these countries, their wealth has grown off of the exploitation of African people. In 400 years' time, we are still going to be protesting and begging for justice and equality and all those kind of things. And I say that because in these countries, because the majority is still not exposed to as much black people and as many different cultures,
all taught the true, honest, and uncensored history of how the Western world gained its wealth in the first place. But let's keep it moving.
They still believe that these people are taking their jobs and we shouldn't be here. And because of that deep root of racism, right? Even if the system was to change, it would only be because it's politically correct to, not because they genuinely believe that Black Lives Matter across the board. How can I have faith in a country that only last year sent back all these people from the Windrush? How can I have faith in a country that had at no point, right, how can I have faith in a country that these systems are gonna work for my people one day, when up until 2015, UK taxpayers were still paying back slave owners. Up until 2015, Black people were still paying for their freedom through their taxes. Anytime I paid tax, I was paying for my ancestors' freedom. Anytime my mum and my dad were paying tax, they were paying for their ancestors' freedom. Anytime my grandparents were paying tax, they were paying for their ancestors' freedom. And it goes on, depending on how long we've been here. Her Majesty's Treasury, let me even find the thing.
Here's today's surprising fun fact. Millions of you helped end the slave trade through your taxes. Did you know in 1833, Britain used 20 million pounds, that's 20 million pounds, I forgot to say pounds, 40% of its national budget to buy freedom for all slaves in the empire. The amount of money borrowed for the Slavery Abolition Act was so large that it wasn't paid off until 2015, which means that living British citizens helped pay to end the slave trade.
Why am I proud to be in a country whose government and Her Majesty's Treasury, etc., and that system where they are proud of stuff like that? And it was something that I knew, but reading it again while everything else is going on, it's just like, oh my God, like this is, how can I raise, I don't want to raise my child, right? My children, my son, my daughter. I don't, what, in 10 years time, if I have children in 10 years time, whenever, right? I don't want the identity of my child, of my children, to be nurtured in such an environment. It will get better slowly, but it's not going to happen overnight. So my protest is to invest in Africa. I'm Nigerian, but I feel like as my parents and my grandparents pass away, do I have enough in me to teach my children about their culture? And I just felt like I've lived in England all my life. It's time for me to live in Nigeria, but also time for me to invest it in Nigeria, time for me to invest my energy into Nigeria, time for me to observe and see for myself what their system is like and what they need help with, right? Because they're so new. These countries in Africa have not been independent for that long in comparison to other countries. And they've been exploited. They have been disrespected. They're still being disrespected and still exploited now. The world exploits the African continent. It should be the richest continent because this is where all the majority of the resources come from, but it's still not. How can our origin, where we come from, continually be exploited and we expect to be thriving in other countries when we're a minority? That doesn't make sense to me. Until our motherland and our system thrives here, I don't believe that Black people will thrive in America, in Europe, in the UK, etc. I just feel like until we have an economy where this is our origin and still and is as powerful as it should be and running as it should do in economy, in healthcare, social services, in technology, and that economy is feeding into each other because we have businesses here that are linked to businesses there, both Black owned. Until we have all of that here as our source and our hub once again, which we can, and the world has to respect Africa. The world won't respect Africa and its African children until it respects Africa, because the way the world and these systems are set up is all powered by money. That's my belief anyway. And I would rather some of the diaspora coming back here and pouring in their knowledge, their money, to help this system here, so that in 4 years, 100 years time, we're not still begging in these countries. Here, when I say here, I'm just thinking of Africa, the continent of Africa, because it's in the middle. Our origin is thriving, and we're thriving there. I hope it makes sense, because I believe that it can one day work. It's already started. Millennials are moving back. There are loads of videos that you can watch of black people from America, black people from the UK, and to be honest, your business is more needed here than it is in the UK. It's not easy. I'm not telling everyone to come back. Like I said, we need both. We need people to be protesting and to stay there. But our economy eventually needs to be doing this. We're helping each other because we don't have that. British-born black people, right? Whether you're African or Caribbean. Some of you have never set foot in Jamaica, in Ghana, Sierra Leone, Dominica, St. Lucia. You haven't stepped foot there, but your bio in your Instagram has the flags. But you never give your heart, you never decide to take a holiday to Africa. You haven't taken a holiday to the Caribbean. Yes, it's expensive. And then you've gone to these European countries and you've experienced racism there even more heavily. I'm sweating. People that have money in African countries and the Caribbean send their children to go and study abroad because the education is better, and then their children decide to stay there, build there, create jobs there, businesses there, and help the economy of these systems that don't appreciate you and are just using you for your labor and your money, even until now. I just think that the diaspora need to really open their eyes, and one of the things that we should do, not the only thing, is start investing in where we come from, where our roots are, and we need to start deepening those roots and building our own system. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not easy. Just be aware of what's going on around you and what you can do, and one of the things that I would encourage people to do is to start investing not just in black businesses in the UK, but black countries around the world. Come and spend your money and your time and learn and open your eyes to the beauty of what Africa can be and what Africa is. We won't thrive as the children until the mother is also thriving. But yeah, my children aren't growing up in a westernized system that was never designed for them to thrive. If you made it this far, you better comment highly melanated, baby, below. I appreciate you for watching this to the end. Better put a thumbs up, turn your notification on, whatever that button is. I don't know what my outro is yet. I still haven't decided that. So I'll see you on the next one, which is coming sooner than this one came, which I'm being ahead of the game now. Okay, I'm ready. All right, thank you. Enjoy life. Save you being here. You can create change. So let's do that. Bye. Ooh, that one was, that was cringy.